Hello everyone and welcome to episode 53 of this Let's Play series of Star Trek Online. My name is Winters and you are very welcome. Now, for this episode I'm going to show you one of the PvE queues, PvE being player versus environment. And this is going to tie into the reputation system that we briefly touched on before. The queue that we're going to do this time is going to be called Crystalline Catastrophe, and it's the advanced version. The reason why I'm not doing the normal version is because this is probably the most easiest queue that there is available in the game, and you can do the advanced no problem at all without any problems or be worrying that you're not good enough. It is a very simple queue. It's a very fast queue. And yeah, as I've already said, it's very simple or easy. So there is no problem jumping into advanced for this queue. Now, the other ones I wouldn't recommend it. I'll be going through each of them and demonstrating the different queues. But for this one, yeah, it is perfectly fine to go for advanced. So there it is. It's ready to go. We click engage. And it should start in 10 seconds. There we go, it's starting in 10 seconds. Excellent. Okay, so we don't need to read this, we can just hit done. And basically what we're doing is we have to take out this crystalline entity, and as you can see, there's a number of different Tholian NPCs around. Completely and totally ignore those NPCs. Your objective, your only objective, and your primary objective is the crystalline entity. Do not go for anything else. Only go for the entity. You will not gain anything by going with the Tholians, and you could stay here for forever and a day, and a million years, and be killing Tholians, and the queue will never end. The entity is your only objective. Now, you probably noticed that I flew away from the entity. The reason being, at different levels, when it gets to 70% approximately and 30% approximately, it starts absorbing energy, and it takes very little damage during that time. You will get a notification here along the left hand side, and when it does start absorbing energy, you need to get at least 10 kilometers away from it, because once it finishes absorbing energy, it will discharge that energy, and if you are 10 kilometers or closer, you will blow up unless you have a lot of hit points, or a very good tanking build. So yeah, you'll see here now it's at 37%, so I'm expecting this to start absorbing pretty soon. I'm getting ready for it whenever it does. Ouch! There it is. The entity is absorbing energy again. Hold fire on the entity. Now, you don't necessarily have to hold fire, because it's going to absorb energy and it's going to discharge it anyway. We can see up here it has a bar that's progressing. When that bar fills, it will discharge that energy. And anything that's within range, look, these two guys were killed because they were too close. So that's it. It does that twice. Approximately at 70% and again approximately at 30% it will do that. And yeah, that's all there is to this queue. Apart from that, just shoot the hell out of it. It's pretty simple. Trying to think of anything else. No, there isn't anything else with it. That's it. It's probably the easiest queue that there is available in the game. It's a very good way of building up new car marks. You do get a decent reward from it. And that's it. So, what we are going to do is, we are going to pick Nukara Strike Force Mark Package with Daily Bonus, which is this one here. and you'll see we received 130 marks for that, which is excellent. 130 marks is actually a very, very nice little payout. And not to mention that we got 720 dilithium for it, and a number of expertise as well. Nothing wrong with that at all. So once the entity is dead, you can leave the queue. It doesn't matter if there's still Tholians there or not, you can feel free to leave the queue like I'm doing right now. So now what I want to show you is what happens with those marks. So if I open up my inventory and click on assets, we can see that we have 130 Nukar marks built up. We actually have some Romulan ones as well. That's because I done something else that gave me Romulan marks. So we have 130 of those. Now if I open up our character sheet and click on reputations, we see a full list of reputations that are available. Now this is something that is unlocked when you hit level 50. And what happens is you have to run what they call daily projects in these different reputations, and they will reward you with expertise, and as the expertise is gained, you will progress up from tier 0 all the way up to tier 5. And it is very, very important to get stuck into all of these different reputations as soon as you hit level 50, because as you progress through each and every one of them, you will unlock a number of different traits, a massive selection of traits that can mean the difference of night and day for your build. So for example, if I click on traits here, we can see we have space reputation traits, there's 4 of them there. We have ground reputation traits, there's 4 of them there. And there's active reputation traits, 4 of them there. And each of them have the ability to unlock a 5th one. So that's 12 traits right there that you can equip onto yourself. And trust me, they make a major, major difference. So if I click on Nukar Strike Force and then click on the project that I've already queued up, all you have to do is, like if I click on, we'll select Terran Task Force for example, I click on Select Active, and we have a list here of available projects. So there is always a daily project and an hourly project. I strongly recommend stay the hell away from the hourly projects. You can only run 3 of them per day, but the payout is not worth the amount of resources that you have to invest in it. Only ever do the daily projects, and all you do is just click select and it will put it into the box there for you. So I'm going to go to Nukara, and we can see here actually if we go between the two of them, the prices for each of them are the same: 15,000 energy credits, 2,000 expertise, and in this case 13 Nukara marks. If I click on Task Force Omega, same 15,000 energy credits, 2,000 expertise, but this time 30 Omega marks. And that's standard across the board. So I'm going to put in the 15,000 energy credits, I'm going to put in the 2,000 expertise, and 30 of the Nukar marks. And there, that project is now on cooldown. Now if I look up here at rewards, we can see that it rewards 2,500 Nukar Strike Force Reputation Expertise, 340 dilithium ore, and 1 Nukara Strike Force Equipment Requisition. If I look at my inventory, we can see that that requisition is here, and all we have to do is double click on it and we unpack the item. And basically you will always get one of those boxes anytime you complete one of these projects, and you will get a random piece of gear from that box, and in this case we got a dual beam bank. You are free to use those items on your ship if they're an upgrade. If they're not, then you may as well just sell them to a 50% vendor. You cannot sell this stuff on the exchange to other players. Any items that come from the reputation store or from the reputation system, any of them are always bound to character, so you cannot sell or trade them to anybody. You can only sell to a 50% vendor, for example. So for example, I'm not using Tetrion weapons, I'm using phaser weapons, so this would be completely useless to me. So I will sell it. I will go to a 50% vendor and I will sell that, and I'll get a nice little bit of EC for it as well. As another thing, as you progress up through the different tier levels in the reputation system, you will unlock more and more different pieces of gear. For example, like, you know, you will unlock, let's say, an Iconian. If I look down here, when we get to tier 1, we will unlock very rare Iconian resistance personal shields. If we go to tier 2, we unlock Iconian resistance deflector array Mark 12, part of the space set. Tier 3, let's pick another item here. What will we go with? Iconium resistance hyper impulse engine Mark 12. Mark 4 then I think is the shield. Iconium resistance hyper injection warp core Mark 12. So you can see there, and this is the same for all the different reputations. As you progress up through it, you will unlock different pieces of gear, and if you like those pieces of gear, you know, to go on your ship, you can queue up those items in one of these slots, and you pay for whatever item it is that you want. What I recommend is get your reputations up to tier 5 first. Okay? Don't start buying stuff when a reputation is at tier 3. Wait until you've got all your reputations up to tier 5. And when a reputation is at tier 5, then you're free to start buying stuff. Now, something I should have mentioned before, when you do get all of these reputations up to tier 5, for each one of them, I'll say that again, for each one, there is a massive reward. You will get 750 reputation marks for that particular reputation. So, for example, when we get Terran Task Force up to tier 5, we will get 750 Terran reputation marks. When we get Iconian up to tier 5, we will get 750 Iconian reputation marks. Another thing that you get is 32,500 dilithium for every single one of these when they hit tier 5. The only exception is Task Force Omega. For that one, you actually only get 9,500 dilithium ore, but still, there's nothing wrong with it. For most of them as well, you will also get, I think it's 5 elite marks. That's something that we can talk about later on. We don't need to really talk about now. So yeah, my recommendation is to build up reputation marks for all the different reputations and get them working straight away as soon as you hit level 50, and just focus on getting them up to tier 5, every one of them, and get that massive payout. If you can get all of them up to tier 5, which will only take 40 days, actually, I should point that out. It takes 40 days for each one of these to go from tier 0 all the way up to tier 5. And there's over 250,000 dilithium ore waiting for you for just getting all of these up to tier 5. So anyway, yeah, that's a basic introduction into reputation. I've given you my recommendations for it. We've also started one of the reputation projects. The next few episodes are probably going to focus on obtaining marks, at least the easiest way to obtain marks for each of the different reputations. So that's what you can expect for the next few episodes. If you have any questions or you're not sure of anything, please feel free to hit me up, and I will do my best to get back to you and answer any questions that you have. So yeah, I guess we'll leave it there for now, and yeah, we'll see you next time. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, take care.